Hi, it's Zune. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make a kid's box pleat skirt, which is part of the Anime Schoolgirl sailor costume. The skirt has 2-inch wide pleats and a sewn-in elastic waist, so not only is it comfy to wear, but you won't have to worry about the elastic twisting in the casing. Knit elastic is great for when you want to sew directly through the elastic. Firstly, measure your child's hip over her diaper and add about 1.5 to 2 inches. Determine the length of your skirt. My skirt for Madeline was 7 inches long. I added 3/8 of an inch seam allowance for the waistband and a 1-inch hem, so the total of my skirt was 8 3/8. My fabric's width was 45 inches, so I cut two 8 3/8 by 45 inches pieces and joined them. I made 2-inch markings, basically starting from the seam. I marked it 1 inch from each side of the seam, so when I fold the pleat, the seam will be pleated inside the skirt and hidden. Continue marking 2 inches until the end of the long strip. To make the first pleat, bring the marking on the left of the seam to the marking that's on the right of the seam. That will hide the seam within the pleat. So all we are doing is folding the 2-inch markings to the left and the next one to the right, all the way to the end of the fabric. Pin each pleat down as you go. In order to get a pleat-to-pleat waist measurement, you may have to adjust the final measurement, but you will want it a little larger than smaller. For example, the original waist measurement for Madeline's skirt was 23 inches, and the pleat-to-pleat final measurement came out to be 23.5 inches. To hide that seam in the pleat, I left 1 3/8 from the left pleat, 3 3/8 for the pleat on the right. I sew both ends together with a 3/8 inch seam allowance, leaving 4 inches to complete the last pleat. Fold the 2-inch marking over, pinning it in place, and sew all the pleats down with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Next will be the hemming. Fold up 3/4 of an inch and iron. Then fold under a 1/4 inch and iron again. I really enjoy using my overcast presser foot to edge stitch the hem. After the hem is all done, it's time to press the pleats down. I prefer to spray with water and then with starch before ironing. I also like to spray and iron in sections. Continue to starch and iron until all the pleats are sharply pressed. Once the pleats are nicely ironed, we will attach the elastic waistband. My elastic is 17 inches long, which is 3 inches shorter than Madeline's waist. I just butted the two ends and joined with a wide zigzag stitch. Divide the elastic ring into quarters. The waistband is 24.5 inches long and 3 inches wide. I sewed with a 3/8 inch seam allowance to form a ring. Attach the waistband to the skirt with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Press the band up. Fold the top raw edge of the waistband under 1/4 inch and edge stitch. Divide the waistband into quarters. Place the elastic right below the folded raw edge, matching the quarter markings on the elastic and the waistband. Use a wide zigzag stitch and sew in the middle of the elastic to the waistband all the way around. That will keep the elastic from twisting later on during wear or washing. Lastly, fold the waistband and elastic down towards the inside of the skirt and edge stitch it, sewing not on the elastic but on the folded raw edge. And the box pleat skirt is finished. If you're making the matching schoolgirl sailor top for the skirt, you can print out the free PDF pattern at zoonesewingtherapy.com. I hope you like this tutorial and thanks so much for watching.